G. I gotta keep in mind that relatives of mine is trying to build like me. Sit down with Gconnet, gotta think. Every moment got you tapping the mental and looking out for the key. As a youngin', do it all for the G. I gotta keep in mind that relatives of mine is trying to build like me. Sit down with Gconnet, gotta think. Every moment got you tapping the mental and looking out for the key.
What's good, y'all? This is kingtechtv, hanging with Gconnet, where different generations have real conversations. Make sure you tap in. One love.
Yo, it's your boy Stefan, aka Roach Killer, tapping in with Gconnet. You know, where different generations have real conversations. Tap in.
What it do, folks? It's your boy G2B. This is Generation Conversation Network, better known as Gconnet. And today we got the OG Ben Grimm in the house tapping in with Gconnet. Ben, how you doing today, bro?
I'm living, sir. I'm living. How are you?
Oh man, I'm blessed, my G. I'm blessed. For the people that don't know Ben, what was Ben Grimm born at, bro?
Originally, I'm from Boston originally, but when I was mad young, I moved to back to Korea with my mom, and I was there until I joined the army. Actually,
So you joined the army from Korea, or?
Yeah, I was the son of a U.S. soldier. I followed in his footsteps.
Okay. So what schools did you attend growing up in Korea?
It was called Seoul American High School on Yongsan U.S. Army base in Seoul, Korea.
In Korea, they only got one school, or
no, there's I'm trying to remember how many American schools we had. We had two Army bases that had high schools, one Navy base that had a high school, and one Air Force, so 4.
But they only had high schools on those bases. They didn't have elementaries and none of that. Like,
no, well, they're all like interconnected on the same campus.
That's what I was.
So like right next to the high school building, you cross the football field, and there's the elementary school.
Copy that. Okay. I got you. That's understandable. It makes sense because I've never been to Korea, so I don't know.
Yeah, that base that I went to school on doesn't exist anymore. The U.S. government gave that land back to Korea. So what they did is they took all those soldiers from all the different areas that they were closing, and they made one big super base right now at Camp Humphreys. It's so like almost 18,000 soldiers are on that base right now.
In Korea?
In Korea. It's like a small town, but it's a base. Yeah, my dad and mom are there right now.
Okay. It's been, hey, I don't know nothing about the wars and politics, so this ain't about that. So
that's just how I grew up on an army base.
I got you. Yeah, and I don't even know where to ask a question or even go with that content right there. I don't know. That's never been. I know a few people that's been in the military, including my grandfather, but I don't know nobody that grew up.
It was basically the same as, growing up over here. You got your circle of friends, you got your different cliques, you got like the white kids hang out with each other, the hip hop kids, the Korean kids, all just like high school. Played football, played baseball, hollered at American girls, hollered at Korean girls. Same as here, just different language.
All right, I'm gonna move on. Let me ask you this, bro. Who did you grow up listening to as a teen?
As a teen, by the time I was a teen, that's when Snoop came out, Wu-Tang. I listened to a lot of the stuff my mom would play in the house, so I was on Stevie Wonder, Prince, Michael. Just, it was either like old school R&B or it was 90s hip hop.
And at that time, you was in Korea still, right?
Yeah, but there was an American radio station, so they played everything that was playing over here. And then you had the soldiers that would rotate in and out the country. They would bring mixtapes, CDs, recordings of like BET and MTV on videotape. So we stayed we were up to date with music.
Who do you listen to today?
Today, West Side Gun is big on my, because he's bringing that sound back. Planet Asia. I still listen to a lot of the old school stuff. You know, Tash from the Alcoholics. I still listen to some Snoop. Listen, I just got into Dismost thanks to King Tech for introducing me to his music. You know, but it's, you know, I hear something and if it appeals to my sensibilities, then I'll throw it in the rotation for a while.
Shout out Dismo.
Shout out.
Brother from another. You feel me? Okay. When did you start rapping, my brother?
Oh, I think I must have been in 10th grade. I think when the Wu-Tang album dropped. And I remember hearing all the Kung Fu samples and just the vibe that they were on. And I'm like, why can't an Asian do this? You know what I mean? And I would sit in the room and I would, first you start rapping along with the songs.
Right.
And then once you figure out the rhythm and you figure out the drums and the the bars, and then you start trying to jot it down and say it and see if it matches.
Right.
Freestyle. I would find soldiers that were just hanging out at the barracks and started freestyling with them. And going to parties I shouldn't have been at that age. Rapping with them, drinking with them. So I'd say early teens.
Okay. Do you remember your first song?
Barely. It was over. It was like a beat I found online that sampled the Jurassic Park theme. And I said some silly stuff like, I packed 2 9s, but I ain't talking about my shoe size. It was just, No, I completely get what you're saying. If I actually sat and thought about it, or if I even happened to find the beat somewhere and it started playing, it would come back to me.
Did you start off solo or part of a group?
I'm trying to remember. Actually, it was me and a homie in high school named Rico. He's a Puerto Rican kid. He was the son of a guy that was in the same unit as my dad. And we had the same, I guess, sensibilities. Like, we dressed the same. We said the same type of slang, and we just gravitated toward each other. And then he's like, oh, I rap sometimes. I'm like, oh, I rap sometimes too. And I think we ended up doing a school project where we had like a literature project, but we took the play that we were working on and we wrote actual rap about it instead of a typical report on the book. We spit it for the class. And then we're like, you know what, we should do something together, like just for fun. I think we put out 1 mixtape and then his dad moved to another base and it just kind of.
Military life.
Yes, sir.
That military life. You lose a friend over the blink. I heard about that. So to date, how many albums or mixtapes do you have? And can you name them?
Oh, yeah. I have the first album, which was called There Will Be Blood. That came out, I want to say, 2012, maybe.
And what inspired that title? There Will Be Blood. Like, that sounds aggressive.
That's what inspired it. Because my music, it's either going to make you fight or go for yours, man. Either way, I make street music. I'm, my little cousin used to call me the Korean Ice Cube. So it's like, I don't know. It's aggressive music. It's street music. And then I think I did a mixtape after that called Korean with Attitude. And then Then I got married, and I had to kind of back away from music for a little while. And then I got sick, as I was telling you. And while I was in the hospital, my crew, me and my boys back home, well, actually we're everywhere, we're spread out, but we online, called the Knuckle Draggers. They took about 9-10 songs off my original very first album that I put out, and they remixed it. They all made new, because they're each producers, so they all made new beats for because they had my acapellas, and they put it out, and they helped raise money for my medical bills with it.
Oh man, that's beautiful, man. And shout out to them gentlemen, bro. You know, what's their name again?
Ali Rod, Piro, and my boy Crack Sizzlack.
Shout out to you three gentlemen, bro. Salute. Much respect. Much respect. That's one. You named one.
That's it right there.
Okay.
They sent me. They made a vinyl for it, and they sent it to me.
So that collaborates the two.
It's basically, yeah, it's 2 albums and a mixtape right now, where I'm at.
Okay, what it do, folks? It's your boy G2Bs. I like to thank you for watching, and continue to watch, and be like Alpha Beta. Tell a friend, you know, because this is real conversations. Different generations having real conversations, man. Pass the word on. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch.
With D and G2Bs, a generation conversation. If you ain't got the patience, get on.